What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Facts and Stats. This is now episode 72. We are missing King, but we have the usual other four hosts me, Ev, Joe, Mark, and Q. On this episode, we have two guests. Not one, but two guests. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to go ahead and get started.
Well, I'll start off first. My name is Malik. I'm an NHL journalist, born and raised Washingtonian. Although I'm not a Redskins with Washington football team fan, I am a Falcons fan from Atlanta. Like my Rockets as well for the NBA, and I'm just a little bit eager to talk some football and a little bit of basketball, man. Get down to it.
Appreciate that.
My name's Dylan. In college right now. I love every Philly team there is. Like I'm always gonna support them regardless of how trash they are. You feel me? I like crypto, but strictly sports for today.
All right, respect. Appreciate y'all boys coming on. So since y'all coming on, Malik, I got the first question for you. And what arguably could be the NFC Championship eventually. We've seen the Rams take down the Bucks 34-24. What exactly did you see in that game, and how could both teams improve? And who do you think ultimately, if you had to choose between those two, to make the Super Bowl this year?
The Rams look very, very dominant. I mean, you look at the defensive standpoint with Aaron Donald. I mean, even in the beginning of the game, he had a strip fumble from this guy, and then of course the wide running back picked it up. It almost was a strip sack fumble for Aaron Donald. I mean, you already got Jalen Ramsey, who's out defense. You just look around that whole entire team, and then you add a Matthew Stafford, who arguably is on the run for looking like one. So far, if you look at the league, besides like Kyler Murray, but I really like the way the Rams are looking so far. You never really count out the Buccaneers. Yeah, they lost the game. They kind of got it handed to them in a different point of view, but I like the way that the Rams came out and then using all of their weapons. You saw Cooper Cup have two touchdowns. Then you had John Jackson do what he does. I mean, it was a fantastic performance, and I really enjoyed watching what they did. And I mean, it's a long season to go. We still have long period of time to go. But I like the way that they showed out, and I had a good too. I think that the Rams have the more relevant team, meaning the defense is looking spectacular, and their offense is looking fantastic as well with Matthew Stafford.
Okay, respect. Joe, talk to me. You told me Jimmy G is good as Matthew Stafford. What did Matthew Stafford show you in that game, going 27 for 38 with 4 touchdowns, taking down Tom Brady?
He's finally in a winning team. He's finally in a culture where they appreciate what he brings to the table, um, from a talent perspective. Um, the Detroit years was the gutter for him. Um, Nothing but respect for Matthew Stafford right now. He's balling. They're the number one in in the standings, in our conference. Nothing much to it, man.
So, the last episode crashed, and I'm mad we didn't get it uploaded. So this, I want to hear this right now in the beginning of the episode. So you think Jimmy Garoppolo is good as Matthew Stafford still?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can you go in detail on that?
I mean, you saw what Jimmy G did the second half against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So the first half he was playing a little bit scared. Um, I don't know what it is about him. Sometimes he it's like it's a mental thing for him. Like we know, I don't know if it's the coaching scheme because sometimes I feel like we're holding him back, yet he holds himself back. And then sometimes he goes out and you see that he goes out and starts hitting people on target and has accuracy now, slant runs and now hitting receivers. But then other times you see him missing receivers, overthrowing the ball. So it's 50-50 with him, to be honest with you. When he's great, he's great. There's a reason why we win almost probably about 80 plus percent of games with him as our starting quarterback for a reason. When he's hurt, we're not winning. When he's there, we're winning. So there has to be a toss up. I think it is just a mental thing for him, If he goes out every night and plays like he's the best quarterback, he could be. He's definitely right there in the top 10 elite quarterbacks, right there with anybody in the conversation that you want to put in.
Wow. Okay. Respect, Dylan. I see you chuckling. I see you laughing. What's your thoughts on everything that Joe just said?
I mean, when it comes down to winning, I feel like since he's got the job, the team around him has been really good. So like he's not like he's a floor raiser, but he's not a ceiling raiser. You feel me? Like he's gonna execute when the coach asks him, but he's not gonna put them over the top. Um, I feel like Lance, they drafted him for a reason. Like you can't really go as far as the team can go. Shanahan's offensive minded, so if he was holding anything back, it wouldn't be because he wants to. Like
Mm,
I feel like it
I
has
like
more
that.
to do with Jimmy G.
I
I
like
think
that.
hold him back in the standard of himself. Like you say that he's like a floor. He's not a floor riser. He's a floor riser, not a ceiling riser. I mean, if you put Kirk Cousins in our offense, I think they do about the same thing. And Kirk Cousins is great, given the team that he's on doesn't have a defense and they haven't been winning besides this game that they just won this past week against Seattle. But when you look at it, you put a lot of quarterbacks in that situation, talent base wise, and they're not going to do what Jimmy G does. Like I said, I think it's more of a mental thing for him. When he goes out and thinks that he could perform at a very high level, he executes. Given second half what we saw against the Packers, so I think for him, he just has to go out there, and Shanahan sometimes has to put his faith on him because you're starting him for a reason, Like you cannot limit him to do X amount of things and then expect him second half to come in. But not just for this year, plenty of other times. Yes, he has done a lot of mistakes, but overall, when you're a quarterback and you're a quarterback and your coach has the confidence in you and tells you I have that confidence in you, it's gonna make you
But
believe and get greater as a player.
okay, but if they're so confident as you saying, do you pick a quarterback at the number third pick in the draft?
Hell
I mean,
nah.
we're building for the
I,
future. Though. The only thing,
Jimmy
the only
Garoppolo's
thing,
not old.
but the thing is about his injuries. So he's had already. He's been in with us since 2016. He's already had three major injuries, missed more than 30 games. So why not draft a quarterback that if this guy goes down, we have a great replacement and possibly the quarterback going on for the future. The only
At what
concern with
round
Jimmy G
though?
is how
Like
they
if you like, I look, I'm not about to draft. If I'm really rocking with my starter, I'm not about to draft somebody early as fuck. I'll
bro.
probably save that for like a later round to be looking
The
for
Packers, the
backup.
Packers just did that last year with
Third
Jordan Love,
overall.
though.
And
You
Aaron
know,
Rodgers is on it out. That's when
yeah, but the Packers just did that with Jordan Love. The Packers just did that. Even though we traded Lance and we traded for Lance and we got him at the number 3 pick. Jordan Love went as a first round pick to the Packers when everybody thought they were going to draft a receiver. So it's like I don't know. The Packers, they're a whole different situation. But in the sense of if you see a talented guy as a quarterback, why not pick him? Like given the chance that yeah, Shanahan is an offensive guy. Given Jimmy G is not as mobile as many other quarterbacks, but he's very accurate when he wants to be accurate and can kill you from a lot of spots. So it's at the
Kill
end of the
you?
day, yeah, can. Just look at the stats. He's one of the most accurate passers out of the pocket.
All right, let me get to Mark real quick, Joe. Mark, Rams take down the Bucks. Let me hear your thoughts on that game real quick, brother.
Matthew Stafford finally got a team, pretty much. That's all I can say. He got weapons all around the board. He got a defense that can help, you know what I'm saying, win him games if he's struggling. But right now, through these 3 games, he's looking pretty Hall of Fame-ish to me. I mean, always thought he was a Hall of Famer, no matter what he was with Detroit. But like I said, he got Deshaun Jackson now. You got Robert Woods. You got Cooper Cup. There's just too many weapons out there. Mind you, they are down a little running backs, but once they get them running backs back, this is really going to be a problem. Like some going next year. So I mean, Tom Brady, he kind of was looking a little bad. The defense looked bad. It just looked like they were just not together. Pretty much no team chemistry that game, and it just showed out. It was sad to see, but hey, I think the better team won.
Okay, respect. Joe, I mean not Joe Q. I think you rock with Brady, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But just real quick, what did you see on that game, and how could the Bucks bounce back, or what can they do differently if they meet the Rams again in the playoffs?
Hmm. Damn. I don't really know. Uh, cause it's just like, really, what can they do? Like that wouldn't happen. Like that would cause a different result. I just feel like Rams might just be better. They might just be falling off, bro.
Okay.
Bucks defense.
Speak. Go ahead, Dylan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Bucks defense is looking really sus right now. Like, all I'm saying is the Eagles, they just played the Falcons, right? How much they score? Like maybe like I forget. I think they scored like 7, like something like that. Meanwhile, they give up 25 to the Falcons. Like, and the defense just got torched. Eagles defense just got torched last week, like literally yesterday. You feel me? Like, I don't know, like wouldn't be depending on the offense when you're playing the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to make stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that to answer your question, Ev, um the only thing that differentiates the Rams and the Bucks, yeah, the Bucks defense is bad. Well, like based on yesterday's game, well, Sunday's game. But they still have Tom Brady. So, like, even though Q is like, I don't see anything to beat them. Like when you have Tom Brady, you can't bet against that man, bro. Like, given like if it's a scoring game like where they're going toe to toe offense for offense, because second half you saw that Tom came back and in the fourth quarter they put up some points even though it was garbage time and they were running in a 4 minute drill. At the end of the day they started clicking too late. So given the next time if they do match up in the playoffs, I think Brady will probably be able to find a way to beat them because Brady always finds a way to beat somebody.
It's definitely not always. I
Can't beat
definitely
Eli.
see Brady get beat. That's
Majority of the
Can't
time.
beat Eli.
definitely not
Majority
always.
of the time. If it's not the Giants, majority of the time. Come on.
Can't beat Eli.
Hmm. I remember Mark Sanchez bounced him out before he turned terrible. I remember that like it was yesterday.
That was
Okay.
years ago.
I mean, shoot, I remember Eli did it twice. I'm just saying he ain't
Eli did it
unbeatable.
twice. He's not unbeatable, but I mean, he's 44. Like he knows what he's doing. He just won a Super Bowl for a reason last year, and look who he has.
I
Team get hot
mean,
at,
we
team get hot at the right
Um,
time.
AB wasn't even playing yesterday. Well, to Sunday, so
Okay.
I mean,
Respect.
hey,
top.
Fair. Fair.
Um, Malik and Joe, I got a question for y'all too, real quick. So Malik, uh, last week Joe told me that the Chiefs were falling off. Quick question. I mean, he told me the Chiefs were falling off, and then this is when they 1-1 after they lose to my Ravens. They now turn around and lose to the Chargers Sunday. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think the Chiefs are really falling off, and what's your whole thoughts on that game? And how do you think the Chiefs gonna finish the season out?
I just think that it's a rough patch in the season right now for them. It's still early on in the season, like I just said early on with even the Rams. I mean, it's very early to judge things. I remember last season with Russell Wilson, he was the MVP front runner for the first 8 games through the year, and they went like what, like 2-4 in the last or I say 2-4, like 2-6 in the last 8 games or something like that. Like it is all about how you manage the season. Like you could go on these 4-game winning streaks in the beginning of the year, then hit the middle part of the year and go through a slump. But I think when you have a talented team, as the Chiefs do, then you have Andy Reid to speak about, to add on with. We didn't even talk about Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. I mean, both of them offensive geniuses. I think that's going to do well. We're going on forward. Back to the Chiefs. I think that is just a rough out there. I think that they're going to bounce back, and I mean it's Patrick Mahomes. Like bro just said about Tom Brady. You're not putting nothing past him. I'm not putting nothing past Patrick Mahomes. Yes, the Ravens beat them. Yes, they just lost to the Chargers, but they'll bounce back. I do think that Mahomes has to stop doing those freakishly miraculous throws on the run, no looks. You see his lead into picks now, right? Like he has to He has to chime it down a little bit. The league is getting on notice, even though Cuz dropped the ball, should have caught it. But I
I
mean,
was about to say, he
it
went through
is
his
what it
hands
is. You
for
know what I mean? Yeah, but it's just like I think the Chiefs gonna be okay going forward. They just hitting a little rough patch. I mean, every team is on Sunday. It's still early.
Okay. What's your response to that, Joe? It's your time to talk about the Chiefs. You had a lot to say last week.
Um, I think the defense. I'm still thinking like what is really wrong with them this year. We just lost to the Chargers. Um, and yeah, like the thing is like the first 3 4 years of Mahomes' career, like nobody has ever had that type of winning, that he success that he has had. So after a certain amount of time, it's gonna come down. And I'm saying they're falling off in the sense of, are we really gonna pick them this year to be favorites again, like everybody expected them to? Because given their defense is very suspect right now. Yeah, their offense is great. They just added another weapon with Josh Gordon if he's able to play and if he stays off the drugs.
This is
But
ridiculous. My bad for cutting you off, but this is
but
crazy.
overall, like the verdict is out for them right now. 3 games, yeah, they're gonna get hot and maybe win like the next 6 7 games. But are they gonna go to the Super Bowl again, or are they gonna make a championship game? If you're a Chiefs fan, you might be a little bit concerned about that. That's why I'm saying they're falling off in the sense of they had this greatness for 3 years, and it's like, what are you doing this year? Every year is a year in and year out for the NFL, and teams kind of like figure you out or kind of like, you know, figure something to stop you. And I'll say their offense is great, like I say, but their defense is the biggest wild card they have.
But when you say it is as a Chiefs fan, they should be concerned. Concerned to what?
Concerned about their defense.
What?
They
But when you
cannot
look at
stop the pass or run.
the AFC, you still think of the Chiefs though.
You still do, but think about the teams in the AFC who like right now, after 3 weeks, they're 1 and 2. Who in the AFC is better than them? Like name them.
You say you speaking on record wise or team wise?
Team wise overall, as what you're seeing right now.
Ravens healthier or better. They're not.
Who did you say, Dylan?
Ravens healthier or better. Like, the Chiefs have to come back from behind all the time. You feel me? Like if you get that lead against them and apply the pressure, like I feel like they've throughout the history of Mahomes, like he always comes back and he always wins. But like defenses got worse. The offense, Mahomes, like he's making more mistakes. Like so we can't really count on that as much as we did the last couple of years, especially with Lamar coming up. And the Chargers, the Raiders. We don't know what the Raiders are for real. They barely just won against the Dolphins. Like, don't want to play on the road in the playoffs. You feel me? Like they haven't done that yet. I feel like they've only been playing as the home, at home. Like they haven't played as a wild card team. So like that's what matters really. Can they go to Baltimore and beat them? Can they make it through the AFC without being at home? Like I don't know. We have to see that.
Okay. See, now I'm hearing your argument and your points more than I was hearing Joe points. But okay, I like that. I like that.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, that was well
Me
said.
too.
That was a good
That's
perspective.
but Ev, last week when I told you they gotten somewhat lucky, and you said, well, if I've been to 3 AFC championships and two AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl, how is that? What Dylan just said right now. They never had to go on the road. They luck has given them. They have a quarterback
Why
that
does that have
people
to be
are already.
considered as luck though? Why couldn't it just been a great team?
They
Right.
have
And
been a
it,
great team
it just
because
got hot
they
at the
were.
right time.
They are, but they also have done everything right. And sometimes luck has to be in your favor to do everything right. And so far, Mahomes has done everything right to the standard of winning to get him to the point. But now, year 4 as a starter, it's like, are you gonna come down that cloud? Because, like I said, every year is a year in and year out in the NFL. Teams are gonna figure you out, and one of those years, you're not gonna be so lucky like the other 3 4 years that you
You
were.
can cut him off, Malik. Please cut him off.
I was about to say, yeah, I was just gonna say, so you telling me, bro, out of your mouth right now, that you don't think that like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are like scary at any moment. I mean, even though the Browns are looking nice, the Chargers, the Bills, you got these AFC
Raiders.
juggernauts right now. Like, is they looking good, but when it come down to it, bro, like off of the eye test, bro, when it
I
come
just
to
I just
that
told
nitty
you.
gritty,
But
come on, bro.
I just said earlier, like they could go and win the next 6, 7 games in a row, and everybody's gonna be riding on their tail.
No,
But
no, no.
when it comes,
I'm talking about going into the postseason and things of
yes,
that nature. When
and
it later on in the year, when
To
palms get
Dylan's
sweaty,
point,
you know what I'm saying?
to Dylan's point,
Palms get sweaty.
where are they gonna be home or are they gonna be on the road now? Because this is a
True.
17 game season
And
now,
they
so
last right now, but
it's like you're 1-2 in a 17 game season. Think about it. You're 3 years in just playing, sitting down, going 14-2, 14-3, 14-2, going to a Super Bowl. But this year, are you gonna go what 12-5? You might be a wild card now, and you won't be so lucky this year.
yeah, I
Wow.
feel you. I feel where you coming from.
Wow.
Remember,
I think
I feel like anybody can get hot. I feel like
I
the
feel like
defense can
lucky
get hot.
lucky the wrong word because
It is
like
really the
Right.
wrong word. It's killing me.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
It's
the
Patrick
wrong word
Yeah,
Mahomes.
because
it's not luck.
if they earn that seed, that's not luck. That's just them earning the top spot and not
Right.
having to play the wild
Yeah,
card.
And the defense can make
Only
plays when
luck.
they need to. They don't got to be all game, but they can just make it when they need to.
Facts,
Yeah.
exactly.
You give Mahomes some time, and he'll win you a game. I'm not gonna sit here and not say that because I see how great he is. But if the team is down or the team is not on the road, like what year in and year out, we're gonna see this year what they're made of in the playoffs. They still have the same weapons. Like I said, they added Josh Gordon, another offensive weapon. Given he's gonna do something in that offense because Andy Reid is so great at scheming. He's an offensive guy, but the defense has to get it together. And who's to say they won't lose again in a championship game? Like we'll have to see down the road, 1 and 2, what's gonna go forward.
yeah, and it's and to that point, it's not just the easy route for them to make it to the AFC Championship game. Like I just said, like the Browns, the Ravens, you have the AFC is started looking like the NFC. It kind of flip flop now. You know what I mean? You used to have those
Mhm.
teams where the NFC used to be so like competitive and just you know what I mean. You had
Exciting.
to just watch out for those same teams over and over again. But now it's kind of sporadic. And now you flip over to the AFC, and now you got like the Bills and the Raiders, and you know what I mean. You have all of these teams, the Chargers. Like it's just it's a change of dynamic for the NFL. So I definitely agree with you, sir.
Okay.
Team like the Chargers, they just lost to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are looking real good. And I'm an Eagles fan, so you're not gonna catch me saying that. That's cap. You feel me? Like
Y'all
what's going on?
suck, dude. That was actually the next game I wanted to get into. Dylan, welcome. Man, oh man, oh man. Whew. Last night was one of the worst Monday Night Football performances I've seen in a minute.
Yep.
Before I get into this, I want to say I am a Jalen Hurts fan. I was advocating for Jalen Hurts to take over this position from Wentz. I mean, I feel like he gives the offense more of a dynamic. But now it's like he played bad yesterday, and Eagles fans are y'all flip flopping. The league is flip flopping on him. So, first off, y'all 1-2, saying I 1-2. I want your season expectations or season thoughts, and then what were your thoughts on that game yesterday, being an Eagles fan?
I mean, the season expectations, I really like. It could go either way. So for me, like we're playing a tough stretch coming up. I feel
Yeah,
like we
y'all,
could
y'all
win.
are. Y'all are. I seen
Yeah,
it.
we could play. We might win 5 to 7 games. We might win.
Hell no.
You
Oh,
know,
you
but
talking about on the
regardless,
season? You talking about the whole season?
maybe 7, maybe
Oh,
five
the
to
whole
seven.
season. Okay, I agree. Because that stretch is
Yeah,
really
5 to
tough
7
coming up.
games. Especially because like we're injury prone. We just lost. We lost Brooks. He's out. We lost Mailata. He's out. Our defense was already sus. Now we're without Graham. Like our defense was already like our depth wasn't good already, and our team just always gets injured. And I feel like we need as much time. Hurts needs as much time as possible. To operate. Like Smith, I haven't been liking how the connection has been. I feel like Hurts, like he doesn't have the arm talent that Wentz had, and it's annoying because like Wentz had good arm talent, but he just didn't know when to like throw to the check down. He didn't know when to throw it to the person in the flat. He always would try to get home runs, And like Hurts, it's really execution problems that like you can't really fix. Like you can't fix when someone can't throw the ball far enough. Like he underthrew the ball that got intercepted in the end zone to Rager.
Right.
You know, like I don't want my QB to be underthrowing bombs like that. You know, like I never had to worry about that with Wentz. So I feel like overall we need to see how this plays out. But the fact that Sanders had like 4 carries for an average of like 13 yards or something like that, like they need to run the ball way more, you know, because he gets yards. His first carry got like 25 yards, you know, like. But overall, we have the Dolphins pick, we have our first round pick, and if Wentz plays 75% of snaps, we have the Colts first round pick. So we could have 3 top 15 picks next year, especially like if the Cowboys are good, you know, they make the playoffs. If they lose in the first round, I don't care. You feel me? Like I feel like we're still in a good position to get good players next year, especially safeties because it's a deep class. We can really stack up on safeties, defensive backs, maybe get like Stingley, you know, like. But we need to get younger. Like that's really it. We need to get younger. And Hurts, he might not be the guy. So we'll see. It'll play out, but I
Hurst
don't
might.
know.
So do you like before I go to the next topic? Do you like Hurst's game at all? Though you say he might not be the guy. I don't know what do you like him at all?
I like Hurts. I like how he has good leadership. I like how he like he has that winning mentality. Like even if he loses, you know, he moves on, and if he wins, like it's just a win. Like he moves on to the next game. I like how he doesn't like he holds accountability. Winston always hold accountability. But like overall, like it's our whole offense at this point. Like we have Goddard, he's good. We have Ertz, he's getting older. But like with Smith, Rager, you know, like I don't know if either of them are really a wide receiver one. You know, like we still need weapons. You know, we need one more weapon on the outside. And Hurts, I feel like he needs that star power for him to like keep on shining. You know, because he doesn't have the arm to throw it, you know, 50 yards down the field. But it all has to do with play calling at the end of the day too. Like our play calling hasn't been the best. We haven't ran when we should have. He's never under center. He's always in the shotgun. You know, they had 0 motion plays yesterday. 0. You know, like that's how you can tell if they're doing man coverage or zone. If you
Right.
see what they're doing, it gives him more chances to see what's going on.
True.
And they don't like they haven't had any variation, and it's just remind me of Doug Peterson. So our coaching might be a problem too. You know, we have all new coaches. So
All right, well,
I
shit.
don't
Hey,
know.
well
A lot
said
of
on that.
problems.
Go ahead, Q.
No, no, I just said there's a lot of problems.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of problems, but shit, well said. It sounds like you know what's going on, and most importantly, I do possibly have 3 first round picks, so that's going to be very key and helpful going forward. Last football topic I want to talk about. I don't think I'm gonna get to the Ravens and Lions, nor Q team. The Cards are sitting at 3-0. Who rated them? Ravens 2-1. But Malik and Mark. Y'all two teams played last night. Battle of the teams with 0 wins. Both of y'all was saying that 0-2. So one of y'all had to get the win. Malik, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you real quick. Your Falcons are now saying that 1-2 after taking down the Giants, who fall to 0-3. I just want to hear your season expectations and how you feel about your team and overall how do you feel about the Kyle Pitts pick at 4?
Um, well, of course you go with the best player at that position. That's what our GM said when we draft Trey Lance, but he went number 3, so we couldn't get him. I would have actually loved to go and get a QB, in my opinion. But with my Atlanta Falcons team, as you all know on here, our defense has been atrocious for the past like 4 seasons. I
Yeah.
mean, it's been absolutely historically bad. So, I mean, anything that you can possibly get on the defensive side of the football, that's what I was wishing for in the draft. You know what I mean? Because offensively, Matt Ryan is getting old in age. He can't really throw the ball down the field anymore. We're seeing that it's evident this season. I mean, I'm not mad about the Kyle Pitts draft. I mean, he's going to be a stud. You know, he's going to be a monster as he develops and really gets under taking L's this season. As I get to my expectations for this year, I don't see a lot of wins. Honestly, we basically kind of squeezed out a win against the Giants, and the Giants aren't that good in my opinion. So I don't know. Ev. I think that my Falcons it's not looking too decent for us. honestly looking forward. I think maybe we could go and get 7 wins as brother with his Eagles. Maybe we can get 7, man. But down there in the Georgia State, man, it's not looking too good for my team.
Okay,
Being
respect.
honest,
Respect, appreciate that.
gotta be
Mark, talk
honest.
to me. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't see this coming. 0-3 for the Giants. After having a good defensive team last year, and possibly making the playoffs last year. Not saying y'all not gonna make it this year or nothing like that. That's a long season, like I said. It's still early. But what's your thoughts and how you feel about the season as of right now? You said if y'all go 0-3, you're gonna go into panic mode.
Have you said playoffs in New York? I don't go together. I don't go together.
Hey, talk to me, Mark. What you think about your Giants, man?
But keep it 100%, man. We just look pretty bad. Look like it's Giants versus Giants. Honestly, we just beating ourselves. Penalty wise, the coaching, schemes, offense wise, we just not playing winning football. They're not trying to score. We get to the red zone at least 3 or 4 times, and we don't come out with touchdowns. We come out with field goals, or it'd be a turnover. So it's just like we're getting down the field, but it's just like, what are you doing when you get down the field to the point where you got to score points? We went through a whole game and we only scored a touchdown. It came in the fourth quarter versus a team that's really bad defensively. It's just like it don't make no sense for us to have all these weapons. Barring we did lose Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton
True.
early in the game, but other than that, we still have Kadarius Toney, our first round pick. We still have Kenny Galladay. We still have what's up, a brother name Evan Ingram, who had a costly fumble his first game back this season. It was just too many ups and downs, but there's more downs than ups. Our defense is just looking really questionable after we didn't sign a Dory Jackson, we didn't sign all these new players, and they're just not showing no type of effort on the field. We lost Blake Martinez for the whole season now. He tore his ACL early in the game,
Yeah.
so that's going to hurt. So that's one of our defense leaders right there. So it's just like I don't know where we go from here. We need a change in GM, honestly. John Mara is not the one. He's too old. He just need to get out of there. Jason Garrett, he's definitely not the one. His play calling is very subpar. Is I will call better plays on Madden. Honestly, it's just bad, bro. And yeah, it was Dory Jackson dropping picks in the end zone. Like there's so many times that we could win these games, but we're really beating ourselves. So I
Yeah.
don't see us getting nowhere near the playoffs. I don't even see us winning 4 or 5 games, honestly. But
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
it's that bad.
Respect. You talking? So I'm gonna ask you my last football question. As of right now, through 3 weeks in football, or just who do you think the best wide receiver is in the NFL?
The best wide receiver in the NFL out of 3 weeks. That's tough. That's tough.
Dante.
That's tough. Uh, man, that's a tough one. Mm,
Mm,
oh no. I'm gonna have to say D Hop. I'm gonna go with D Hop.
All right, who you got for me,
D
Malik? Best wide
Hop.
receiver in the NFL right now.
Go with D Hop.
Best wide receiver in the NFL. Devontae Adams.
Okay, Dylan, you got Devontae too.
Hey, he's my wide receiver on fantasy. He's been killing it.
Okay, who you
They
got,
know
Joe?
they know he's passing it to him. Like they can't stop him.
Yeah, the 49ers are terrible for that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that ending was terrible. Like that, literally 37. And we didn't even get to talk about that enough. But 37 seconds and two straight passes to Adams, and that was
It's
terrible, Joe. I'm
crazy,
sorry, that
like
was terrible.
I know.
After
Don't get
trying
me
to knock his
started.
ass out.
Right,
Don't get me
right.
started.
um, uh, Q, Joe, who y'all got? Best wide receiver in the NFL right now before I go to some NBA.
Um, it's between Devontae and Chase.
Oh shit. Okay.
Claypool.
No.
Jamar
Jamar
Chase.
Chase. Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamar.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
He definitely been
Respect.
doing his thing.
Yeah, for
Definitely been
sure.
doing his thing.
For sure. Who you got for me, Q?
He not dropping no balls.
I'm picking somebody from my team. I don't want to say Hop because I probably said Hop like the last 2, 3 times somebody asked me. I'm gonna show some love to my nigga Damn, what's his name? I can't even think of his name, bro. But his name is Kirk.
Oh,
Chase Kirk.
Christian
Some
Kirk.
Kirk.
Christian
Christian
Kirk.
Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Whatever
Okay.
the fuck that nigga
Yeah,
name
he
is,
balling
bro.
out.
Christian
Christian
Kirk.
balling out. I was hoping
Deep
somebody
ball,
said.
man.
I was hoping somebody said Cooper Cup. I think he's looking like the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Cooper
That
Cup.
that that man's unstoppable. He can literally
Cooper
do.
Cup is.
He can literally
I
do
got
every
him
single
on
thing.
finals.
Yeah, I got him on fantasy too. Shit, so I had to show him some love. Um,
Yeah.
that time of the year is back. Oh man, basketball season next month. Dylan, I got a question for you right on the spot and everybody. If healthy, Lakers and Nets, and they meet in the finals, who you got winning and why?
Lakers.
I got the Nets.
You gotta elaborate though, Brody.
I mean, I got the Nets just because I feel like with AD, LeBron, and Russ, the spacing is kind of flawed. Like overall, the three best players on a starting team, they're gonna win the game regardless. And I think KD is I think he's better than LeBron. I don't think AD he's good, but he's obviously he's elite, but he's not as I don't know how to explain it. Like he doesn't take over the game as much as Harden, KD, and Kyrie do. You know, they have the three best closers in the game. Simple as that.
Okay.
Them three, they're better closers. Harden, that's questionable. You know, because come playoffs, he kind of shits the bed sometimes. But they have at least the two best closers, I think, and they have really good spacing. So I feel like I don't know. We'll have to see, but yeah.
Y'all, anybody can feel free to
Crazy.
anybody can feel free to talk on this topic. Go
Crazy
ahead.
how crazy
Oh,
how
it's-
people forget. It's crazy. Like you can't say AD's not a closer because AD was literally just closing throughout the whole championship run. Like we watched this man hit the game winner in the conference finals. So to say he's not a closer, that's cap. LeBron is
Nah.
one of the most efficient fourth quarter scorers. Him and Chris
All
Paul are
time.
like at the top of the list. It's just them
All
two,
time.
and it's a gap between everybody else in the league. Um, Brooklyn can't do anything with our interior presence. When you got LeBron and AD bullying their way in the paint, it's really nobody that could stop it. The shooting is a concern, but we got shooters too now. Um, it'll be plenty of spacing. AD will be able to step out and hit that thing. Playoff time, LeBron can always hit that thing. He's shown that. And then we got Melo to spot up whenever. We got 40% guys like Malik Monk. Trevor Ariza is a specialist.
Payne Ellington.
Who's gonna be playing though? Who's gonna be playing when it counts? Like all you just named all them
At top
players,
8.
but
At top 8.
are they gonna be
They
injured?
all ballers. What are you talking about? Who's gonna be playing? They all ballers and they all
Saying
gonna
like, are they
play.
gonna make it?
Melo money. Come on now. LeBron money.
We can say the same thing about the
money.
Brooklyn though. We can say the same thing about Brooklyn though. Because
Yeah, we can really
Kyrie
say
get
the
hurt,
exact,
Harden can get
exactly.
hurt, Harden can get hurt.
And
So,
those the
like,
guys that actually be
yeah.
getting hurt.
Exactly, Kyrie for sure. He's been out
Yeah,
for.
KD, that was a
Kyrie's
freak
questionable-
And definitely
Questionable
Harden.
guy.
not even to mention, Kyrie might be doing the same thing that
Andrew
that boy over
Wiggins
in
is
Golden
doing.
State is doing with Andrew Wiggins. He might got play only 41 games.
And you
Which is
realize
crazy.
like if the Lakers and Nets were to meet in the finals, like the way the rules is right now, he wouldn't be able to play at all because of the mandates. I don't know if the mandates will be that strict once the finals come, but
But yeah,
that's where we stand right now. Because the way it works is like if the city has the vaccine mandate, then that you can't play in that city. So both New York is locked down. They not playing. And California, they've been strict. So
Okay. Respect.
so
Sports by Malik. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this. Healthy Lakers and Nets. If they meet in the finals, who you got and why?
I mean, well, I am a Rockets fan, as you all know. I said it off the break. I'm a big James Harden guy. I hope he can get a ring sooner or later. So, I mean, I would like to see the Nets make it if healthy. If everything goes well, if Kyrie could play in the games, just gotta see more from Joe Harris because he kind of sold the team last year in the playoffs. I need to see more from those role players. But other than that, if the Nets stay healthy, Kevin Durant, the best closer in the game, in my opinion, you still got Kyrie Irving. James Harden, like I said, like he's due. He's just due for a championship, man. He's been going through it, and he's
Mm-hmm.
been very very diligent on mastering his craft. And I think that the Nets, they will have troubles with the Lakers big men because of Dwight Howard coming back and then Anthony Davis. You can't. I mean, it's Anthony Davis. You can't put nothing past him. Then having LeBron, Malik Monk, like you said as well. Like I like their role players, and then the big plus for the Lakers, I think, is you added Russell Westbrook. He's still gonna be chasing these triple doubles. He's still gonna be chasing all of these stats. Like it's gonna give a little bit of ease. I mean, it's gonna ease up that pressure off of LeBron and AD to go in and out of games and giving it like 80% for the regular season. They could just go and do 60 and let Russ go out and just do whatever he do. So I mean, but if they both stay healthy and they both make it to the finals, I mean, the NBA for us basketball fans, we gonna have it up. But I would say the Nets if all things go that way. If they all make it, I think the Nets. I think KD gets over on LeBron.
Okay.
I guess.
Respect. Q, I know how you feel. Mark, I don't think I know how you feel. If healthy, who you got, real quick, and why?
I'm gonna go with the Lakers just because I feel like they got more depth. I love Russell Westbrook. That's my man. Love LeBron. Love Melo. I'm glad him and LeBron are finally on the same team after being drafted together. But yeah, I just feel like they have more depth. The Nets, all you really have is Harden, Kyrie, and KD, and all you can really rely on is KD. So it's just like, I
Why
mean,
you
I
say they
love
only
Kyrie.
have them three though when they got LA and Blake and Patty Mills and
I
I
mean,
get
LA just he just came back after I thought he was having a career-ending injury. I thought he was done, but he did come back. But I don't know. I just feel like his he's up there in age now, so I feel like he's not gonna be as productive as he used to be back in the day, like Trailblazer days. So I just feel like the Lakers just have more depth and they have a little bit more experience, like as
okay,
far as like Rondo,
okay.
LeBron, AD, Russell, right. Brooklyn just have KD and a little bit of Kyrie. James, he's more, what I'm saying, when the playoffs come, he's like, all right, where you at? You know what I'm saying? He's either hurt or he's just not there pretty much.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with the Lakers for sure.
Respect, Joe. I know how you feel already, so I'm not gonna get to you. I know you're siding with the Lakers. I got two questions before we wrap this episode up, Dylan. And I'm gonna circle right back to you because I'm getting to your team. Came out today or yesterday, I believe it was today. Ben Simmons pretty much just said like, I just don't want to play there anymore. I just don't think I feel like the team built around Embiid versus me. What's your whole thoughts on your Philly team and what the hell is going on up there?
I feel like Ben Simmons is just a bitch. Like,
Oh
we
wow.
did all we could for that man. We
No,
did
y'all
all
did
we
not.
could.
Damn.
We surrounded him with shooters every single year. The best center, arguably the best center in the league. If he's not the best, he's the second best in the league.
Second best for
You know,
sure.
we gave him different pitches. Like we literally gave him spacing. Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, Danny Green. You feel me? Like we literally gave him all these shooters around him. Firkin didn't do anything about it. You know, Embiid used to be inside the paint. He used to be just strictly inside the paint. He literally worked on his game so he could shoot, so it would help out Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he
You know,
doesn't shoot.
Ben
He doesn't
Simmons, we
shoot
asked him to
enough
shoot.
and doesn't spend enough time out there to where it's they still don't
He,
conflict with each other. They always had the issue of getting in each other's way just because Embiid still gets a bulk of his points and a bulk of his usage from the interior, and Ben he's limited once he's out of the interior. I feel like it's more of
That's
Philly. I
Ben's
feel like Philly
fault.
just mishandled. Just I think Philly just mishandles their guys.
we mishandled it.
How is that mishandling if you're getting
We
paid
didn't mishandle him at
over
all.
Why?
like you're
Because
getting
nah,
paid
because
how
when
much
He
he
wasn't
first
held accountable, bro.
y'all didn't start pressing him to shoot the ball until it was like already like year 4.
Job
no
is
Like
that? We've been
y'all
pressing
didn't
him to shoot ever
no
since day one.
doesn't
Ever since
seem
day
like
one.
it.
I
Y'all
don't know if
never.
you see anyone.
his first year
I'm gonna just say this,
first
bro.
year he averaged
We
17.
we
After
held him
that, he went on a
accountable.
major decline. And after the second year, after the second year, after his first year, that was his rookie year. Everybody started saying, "Where's his jump shot?" So this is not a 4th year thing. This is a
Nah,
second
Not
year.
new.
no. It did not
Yes,
go
it
like
is.
that.
Yo,
It was
yo.
minimal. It
Yes,
was
it is,
minimal.
bro.
It was minimal
Bro,
consequences. What y'all did was
But
y'all
listen.
tried to cover up the issue. Y'all never really addressed
Nah,
it. Y'all tried to go
how
around
they
it.
I
covered
think
up the
all of
issue is they
y'all are
brought
bogus
Butler.
with this.
Even brought Butler
Listen, bro.
in this,
Listen,
and they made it to a conference
bro. Listen.
finals.
I was watching this, bro. I
Me
was watching
too.
this fully unfold, bro. Listen, yo. We held him accountable for the first time. We held him accountable. You know, like every other time he shit the bed in the playoffs, we're like, all right, whatever. You know, Embiid was playing bad against the Raptors, whatever. Simmons can score 5 points in a game, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we
True.
accountable, and he gets mad and doesn't have any responsibility. He blames everyone else but himself.
No.
Oh, we didn't help him.
Hold on.
Like,
Y'all didn't hold him accountable this time around. Y'all really threw him under the bus.
we
Because
did.
it's not only his fault that y'all lost, but when
He's the
y'all
main
did
problem.
lose, his name was the talking point. And then another issue is you got Doc Rivers and Joel coming out and saying all this. They didn't say any of this until it started getting close to the season. None of this was addressed. We had all off season to really like talk about
Good
this.
point.
It isn't
Good
until
point.
we getting close to the season. Like, we not stupid. Ben Simmons isn't stupid, and Rich Paul definitely ain't stupid. We know that the value is low. We know why you coming out and saying stuff all of a sudden. It's not you're not sorry toward Ben Simmons. It's like you trying to get a deal and like you don't really got nothing on the table. And now
Dude,
the
His work
the
ethic
only
is
way you could
trash.
up the value is if he played. That's why they saying we hope we could reconcile the relationship. It's kind of too late.
Exactly.
His
you
have
work
3
ethic
years.
is trash.
You have
Strictly
3 years
business.
posting film in the gym talking about I got a jump shot now. Come NBA season, you
He
only
never
make what?
he
2
never
threes your
he
whole
never
NBA career.
Bro,
You're
at
not a
the end of the
center,
day,
bro. You're not a
Ben
center,
Simmons
bro. Where's
isn't
your
dropping.
shooting?
Ben Simmons isn't dropping those videos himself, saying that.
Stop it.
Those videos come
Stop
out
it.
for players,
Stop
all
it.
the trainers and
Stop
all
it.
that be dropping that
Stop it.
stuff.
Stop
That's
it.
not Ben
Stop
Simmons
it.
Ben
Q.
himself.
Simmons.
Who has to okay the video, bro? If you're
No,
getting
you
recorded,
don't.
question for y'all.
if you're getting
Ben
recorded in
Simmons
the
is
rec,
hilarious.
and you telling niggas, yo, record me, bro. Drop the video.
No.
How y'all defending Ben Simmons? I don't know how y'all are defending this.
I'm not
Like,
defending
bro,
him. Y'all not about to put all the blame on Ben Simmons when y'all came up short as an organization yourselves.
Yeah, but at the end of
Y'all
the day, who's the
mishandle y'all
second best
guys.
player on the Sixers?
Is this
Who's
like
the
the
second
third?
best player on the
Isn't
Sixers?
who's
The second best player on the
player?
Sixers?
Shoot, now Tobias Harris because Ben Simmons gone.
No. I'm talking about with Simmons. With Simmons, who's the second best player?
Obviously Simmons, but what does that have to do with anything?
What did he do in the playoffs for us? What did
Okay,
he do in the playoffs?
what does that have to do with anything I just said? It's not. He's not
Our
the only
second
one.
best
He's not the
player.
only one because Tobias
You're
Harris.
supposed to
Tobias
He's our
Harris had
second best player.
Tobias
He's the
Harris.
only
No,
one, but he's the
Getting
main
paid
one.
how much money?
He's a first
in
overall
5
pick.
years? 200 mil.
at
Like,
the end of
come
the
on,
day,
bro.
at
Where's
the end of
your
the day,
bag?
at the end of the
Where's
day,
your bag, bro?
at the end of the day, it wasn't all Ben Simmons' fault. Y'all and the media and y'all organization made it seem like it was all his fault. And now that he wants to be gone, now y'all mad.
He ain't the
It's
only.
not
He ain't the
Embiid-
only one. He's the main.
He got
one.
held
He's
accountable
the
It's
main
every
not all
one.
single
his
season,
fault.
and he held himself accountable and improved every
It's not
single
all
year.
his fault.
Every single year, Embiid has improved since he's got knocked out in the playoffs.
You have to
Why do you
work
think he
on
get an
your
MVP
game.
season this year?
You get
You know, like
this amount of money and you're not working on your game, bro. Like, yeah, you're
Right.
elite at passing.
He has. First of all, don't say he's not working on his game because
bro, he went to the
I mean,
tennis.
Because we remember we still talking about is this still a what 2-3 time All-Star we still talking about?
Yeah, but this is a
That
league.
doesn't
This
mean
is a league
anything.
where
That doesn't mean anything.
a lot of
It
young
doesn't
players
mean
ain't putting up
anything.
points.
He
A lot
was
of
getting
young
outplayed by
players.
Tyrese Maxey in the playoffs.
That's a fact, Mark. I hear you.
He did not want to. He was in a situation where his foot was already halfway out of the door. Where I'm
Bro,
not.
he-
Look,
he put
I'm
it
not.
upon
One,
himself.
I'm not about to be a prisoner of the moment and act like that series is what Ben Simmons is, because that's not what he is. That's just
It is
a
what he
series.
is. He is no
No,
worse when it comes down to it.
I-
What else do you need to see with Simmons? Like honestly, what else do you need to see?
Can't stand Ben Simmons.
I mean,
Are you
hey,
watching the NBA? Are you watching Philly games?
yeah,
All I'm saying-
I watched
He
Ben
should be
Simmons.
working.
Yeah, I watched
Where
Ben Simmons
else
make
would he
3
have more
All-Stars
success?
and be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate for 2-3 years in a row.
All I'm saying is,
Bro,
listen. Where else would he have more
has
success?
No offense. You're
Where else would he
6'10",
have
and you're
more
my
success?
point
A team
guard.
that's
You have
actually
no
built
bag.
around him to where he could actually succeed at what he's good at.
What is he good at?
They brought shooters
He
around
doesn't
him.
score.
They brought
Nah,
shooters.
nah.
He's a good
Ben
defender,
Simmons
and
not.
he's a
not
He's a good
trash, though,
facilitator.
bro.
He doesn't score at all. Like, you can't build an offense around him to score if he doesn't want to score. You feel me? Like, that's just simple as that. And
Say
Embiid,
that
he's
he
a top
doesn't.
5.
I don't
Say
think
that
he
he
wanted to
doesn't
be
score
there.
at all is a real crazy exaggeration.
Look up his
Considering
points per game in the playoffs.
If he's sitting under the
Bro,
basket with Trey Young
This
on there, at
man,
least
this
you know
man
what to
averaged
score.
This man averaged 17 his first year as a rookie. His
all right,
first year
then, so
playing.
he can score. So he can score.
After that,
Oh, he can
declined.
score, but when it matters, he
Declined
can't.
offensively.
He don't want to score. How about that?
Or maybe
I'm saying
he
he
just,
can't
or maybe he
physically
just
score.
doesn't, or maybe he just one
about it.
doesn't want to be in that situation.
Think
Two,
about it though.
the whole team was just falling apart anyway.
Bro, he had so much help around him. He's had so much spacing around him. He had a top 2 center in the league, different coaches playing
All right,
against.
so here's what we about to do. We about to go to the Atlanta series, and we about to go game by game,
Bro,
and we about to see who else has
guarding
some
him?
shortcomings.
We got like 2-3 minutes left too. We
Who's
got
guarding
like
Ben Simmons in the playoffs?
we got like 2-3
All right,
minutes left.
perfect.
Mark
Let's
and
go.
Joe gotta go.
Q,
All right, bet.
the Atlanta series, yes. Doc Rivers has a lot of blame to it because you cannot be
Not
up
just
20
Doc
as a
Rivers,
coach.
the whole team.
Simmons
No,
and
Doc
Tobias.
is
They're the two. Tobias,
Doc-
Simmons, and
no.
Doc.
Doc is the main issue because as your coach, you're expected to have a 20-plus lead and you blow that because you don't have your starters in. What are you doing,
That's because
bro?
his second best
This is a
player
playoff
can't
game.
score.
No, because it doesn't matter. They had a 3-man lineup. One of those games where they were up 20 when Milton and who else was it and Seth were in there and they sat down. Tobias was the only starter on the floor. Like, why everybody else was sitting down and you only have one starter on the floor against a team that killed you already previous games, and now you're in a comfortable seat and thinking, oh, I'm gonna get away with this, and blew the game. Doc is the first one to be held accountable for sure.
Simmons is number 1.
Second,
Bruh,
Simmons is number 1,
how many-
undisputed.
How many years in a row has it been Doc? This man blowing leads in the playoffs.
Right.
This isn't nothing new.
He's just a scapegoat in this case. He's just a
Right.
scapegoat.
It ain't
he's not a scapegoat.
It's nothing
This is-
new.
bro, I'm gonna
This is a
say this
repetitive
last.
nature with him. This is a repetitive nature with Doc's coaching. Secondly, you have to blame some type of Ben Simmons because he's second accountable because you've been on that team already for 5 years, bro.
He's getting paid $200
You've
million.
been there for five years, you're getting paid over 200 mil, and you're 6'10", plays defense. All right, you're all world defensively, but in today's game, if you don't have an offense, you're not gonna make it, bro. You're not gonna last that long. There's a lot of players that I could point out through the years, these past 5-7 years, that have been great, all defensive, first team, all defensive players, and at the end of the day, they haven't had an impact because their offense
Ooh.
hasn't come alive.
Ooh,
Name
So
him.
it's like,
I know Simmons. You can't scheme offense. If you don't want to score, you can't scheme that. You can't scheme Simmons to want to score.
That
Like, he's scared of-
exaggeration.
He's
That's
scared of free throws.
So big,
He's
not to get
scared
a
to
bucket.
drive because he
Sorry.
can't shoot.
I don't think he wanted to
Like-
play for the 76ers, y'all.
He doesn't. That's literally
drive-
the
That's
point.
what I took from that.
That's
to be
literally the-
completely honest.
Exactly.
Like, for him to pass
moment,
that,
it's all him.
that layup,
Well-
he passed it off to Thabo.
Right.
Yeah.
Under the basket.
He would have if he really want. Come on, bro. I mean,
Nah, he
I
wouldn't
don't
have.
know.
He wouldn't have.
I'm not
I
saying-
disagree. He wouldn't have, Malik. He was in his
Right.
head. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
Well, think about it.
Yeah,
Think about
he-
it. No matter, even if he wasn't playing for Philly, or if he didn't want to play for Philly,
He did that same shit.
What team would want to pick you up after they see you doing that? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like
No work ethic.
you can't
None.
just do that.
Hey, all right, fella. This was a hell of an episode. I wish we could continue going on, but unfortunately, we got to end it. I got one final question for y'all. Y'all can just blurt it out. Will Ja Morant be an all-star this year coming up?
Hell yeah,
Yes.
hell yeah.
I hope so.
In
The
Yeah.
the
West is too deep with guards.
Aaron Fox.
Okay. Well, look.
Hell yeah.
Dylan and Malik, appreciate y'all coming on, man. Episode 72. I'm definitely going to shout y'all out on the post. If y'all made it to the end of this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend about everything that we got going on here at Facts and Stats, man. And
And thank y'all for having me.
no
Yeah.
questions.
Thanks for having me, too.
Appreciate it, Ed.
All right, no
Y'all
problem.
be
Yeah.
easy.
All
Definitely
right,
join again.
all right, we
Yes,
out.
For
sir.
sure.
All right.
Y'all be safe.